Welcome. This is the movie watch along for the trial of the Chicago Seven. This is a reminder to everybody, due to copyright laws, we obviously cannot stream the movie over our stream. The idea here is that we will all watch it on our own devices together, and we're going to talk about it. There may be points where we pause the movie, there may not be. But it shouldn't be that hard to keep yours relatively in sync with ours. So I encourage everybody now to, while we're doing introductions, to pull it up on your device and be ready to go. I already have mine up and ready to go. So the idea for this stream was Dean's, who will be joining us a little later. I think he got lost in the time warp. He's probably about 2 years in the future right now. That got no reaction at all.
No.
Damn, guys.
No.
I can barely hear you still. I was actually just hopping in the group chat to tell you to turn your mic up some more.
Gotcha. I will do that. And
Awesome.
I guess we should get underway.
Underwear. Stupid.
Oh my God, Don.
All right, so I might have to move my mic closer, which is not a big deal. But anyway, so I am Rob, your host and comrade. And you guys introduce yourselves and I'll finish setting this up.
Hi, I'm Trisha. I don't hear
It? Is that it?
dead air across the board.
Hello,
We're
everybody.
fucking awkward still, man.
Oh, man. Oh, shit. I got to introduce myself. Hi, guys. I'm Don. What's up? Rob, I have a question.
Yo.
What were we listening to? That was some funky ass.
So that is another new copyright free playlist that I've stumbled upon.
Okay. Shoot me the link. Shoot me the link because that was funky.
I will.
That was funky.
But yeah, so I'm gonna start this movie here in about 30 seconds.
Okay.
Don, are you all logged in? And
I actually just unplugged Mom's Fire Stick and plugged it into my TV. So yeah, of course I'm logged in. I got it ready. Just give me like a 3, 2, 1.
That's pretty much my plan.
All right.
It'll be 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you seen the movie yet?
Nope. I've done no research into the topic. I have no idea what this is.
Okay. Well,
going into this fresh.
The movie will explain that, but one of the things I'm really hoping Dean will be back for is to talk about some of the, I don't know how to word it, discrepancies, maybe. They did kind of do like a mainstream adaptation of a completely radical event. But
yeah.
That being said, so there's some like minor twisting of facts. I haven't found anything majorly wrong with it, but Dean, like this was happening when he was a child, and if I recall, he looked up to these men growing up. So he's going to be an important voice on this, I think. But if he ends up not making it, then I'll try to fill in what I do know.
Word.
All right, so I'm going to do this.
Are we starting it from the very beginning with the big N?
Yes.
Okay. I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, start.
Man, I want to go fishing.
Okay.
I'm glad to know that's what you think of when you see the DreamWorks logo. That's great.
Yeah, I just want to go fishing, man.
There's nothing wrong with that, I guess. I mean, like, fish is good. Fishing is relaxing. I get it.
Yeah, yeah.
I have today ordered to Vietnam the Air Mobile Division
Oh, God, look at that.
and certain other forces which will raise
That
our fighting
nose.
strength from 75,000 to 125,000 men almost immediately. This will make it necessary to
I do feel like we should probably mute and then just like hit it, do the hit space bar to,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
because I know I can hear yours and you can probably hear mine. Obviously, this scene is kind of just a lead in. This was, the events of the time. This was the situation they were living in. I know Dean said this when we were talking about doing this when we were leading up to it, but I feel like the casting was really well done for the entire Chicago 7. Well, really the entire Chicago 10, because the Chicago 7 ignores Bobby Seale and the lawyers went down with the ship. I wasn't sure about him at the start of the movie, but by the end of the movie, he's pretty all right. I think the same scene will change your mind. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bobby Seale. We gonna try something else.
stoner chemistry class.
For real though. To shoot to kill any arsonist. Property has always been more important than lives to the United States. There is no other way to say it. It is a police state. Fuck Richard Nixon. I'm gonna pause at the end of this scene just so everybody knows. notice that rhetoric.
Prosecute
Rebels
war.
without a job.
Fuck is he teaching?
To limit the free speech of black activists.
Sure.
All right, pause. All right. So that was kind of an important scene. That's why I didn't really want to talk through it. But a lot just happened in that conversation there. But basically, we're looking at a Jim Crow era law that was intended to restrict the voices of black activists in the Reconstruction era, if that's even what you want to call it. Because that's the only charge that they can make stick. It's crazy. The previous attorney general had investigated it and declined to indict. And then Nixon's administration came in and just wanted to make an example out of him. Anybody else have anything to take away from that? Or
I'm trying to get something to load. Go ahead, Trisha.
Honestly, I really think that good of like I don't see how we can even press charges. There's nothing real to press charges on.
Hold on, was that the devil? Am I the only one that heard that?
No, I heard it too. Trisha cut out for like a second and a half, and it was like the devil, and then Trisha was back.
Trisha, what happened?
It was the devil.
Okay. Apparently, I went full on satanic for a moment, but I was just saying that what the lead prosecutor there was just saying of like I don't have anything to actually fucking base any charges on. The old man should shut the fuck up and left it alone because he's right. There's no real charges of any actual crimes.
And I mean, we'll find out the extent of that throughout the course of the movie.
Right. I've already seen it, so I already know what happens. But
well, same.
Still.
But I don't know if anybody else has, and I'm hoping that we can put some perspective on it for people who are seeing it for the first time or people that have already seen it. All
I
right,
do have-
So I'm gonna
hold on,
unpause.
hold on.
After Don says this, I'm gonna unpause.
I'm sorry. I have to make a quick joke. Computers may be twice as fast as they were in 1973, but your average voter is as drunk and stupid as ever. The only one who's changed is me. Yeah, it's the Nixon monologue. I don't feel like going through all of it and doing the voice. My voice hurts today. But just know, I think of Futurama every time you say Nixon. And he's going to go into people's house and wreck up the place.
Indeed. So go ahead and unpause.
Yep.
Do you think there's gonna be a big audience? I mean, they made a movie out of it, so. Wine glass. By the way, that's Fred Hampton that was just talking to him. Very, very scary. Are you stoned? Yeah. Are you? Austin, if you want to hop on the Zoom, you're more than welcome to, bro. Don't expect that attitude towards Bobby Seale to get any better throughout the course of this movie. I love Bobby Seale's attitude through this trial. I mean, the defiance,
That's all.
He refused as much as he physically could
Independents have
to
planned
be walked on.
plan among
Hell yeah. You'd think he'd get it by now, right?
You would think making it to judgehood would make one intelligent enough to understand the very laws he's supposed to be upholding, but no.
He was just an old right-wing white man who was pissed off.
And racist.
The first count of contempt of this trial. Both. I think they were doing the right thing, standing up for themselves, frankly. Never let a fucking judge walk over you like that. He was later found not guilty of killing that cop, just to point that out. All right. I'm going to pause it in 3, 2, 1. So, obviously, quite a bit has happened in that last little bit there. I really wasn't sure where to jump in to start talking because there's a lot going on. But I think that the men who were standing up to the judge, whether or not it's proper courtroom procedure, I think that they were sticking to their guns. They knew the trial was political. As much as Tom Hayden wanted to say that it's not political, it very clearly was. The chant was very accurate in saying the whole world is watching. Again, there's a reason they made a movie about it. And the prosecution immediately wanted to bring, how shall I say, doubt to the jury about the group by including an accused cop killer, which, again, I mean, Fred Hampton said in that last scene that he's innocent in Connecticut. He was found not guilty in Connecticut. Anybody else? No? All right. Unpause in 3, 2, 1.
There's no such thing as a political.
I bet he wouldn't say there's no such thing as a political trial 6 months later, though. I'm just saying.
fornication.
Public fornication. Listen to this line. All right, pause in 3, 2, 1, pause. There we go. I was still muted. All right, so that's just the first group. All three of these groups, and if I recall, other groups as well, applied for permits to use that park legally. The cops' entire premise for being there was that they were there illegally. They asked for permission. They warned that if this many people were showing up and they didn't have somewhere to protest, they warned that it could get ugly. Well, I mean, technically not yet, but the point is, they tried to do it the right way. The right way. And also, you guys in the comments, keep saying what you think as we're going through this. But I'm going to unpause it in 3, 2, 1, go.
Described with Mr. Hoffman.
They're going to demonstrate wherever they're standing. They still haven't learned that lesson. Don't see what that has to do with the case, Your Honor. Exactly, Natalie. They all try. He didn't call nobody, but yet he tried to say that it was extortion. Then why didn't you report it? Pause in 3, 2, 1. Now, how the fuck was something that kind of crucial, I guess, struck from the record? How the fuck? All right. If nobody else has anything to say, unpause in 3, 2, 1, go. The whole defense table said overruled with the judge, and the judge was like, what the fuck? How Bobby Seale was treated in this trial is a goddamn shame. Gotta love the humor and how they're answering the phone. Fucking facts, yo. Remember jurors 6 and 11. What's the cost of calling off the revolution? My life. Why do they use coffee pots for water in courtrooms? Is it a movie thing or a federal court thing? I don't know.
Each of these was
Like the Black Panther Party is going to send threatening notes to the 2 jurors that are on their side? Nah. Nah. I bet it was the cops. I hate the judge's attitude, dude. He's just a condescending old white man. Was that a threat? You decide. Natalie, I completely agree. Yeah, he may have seemed like a jokester, but we all handle life with humor too. Friendly reminder to everybody, do some jury duty once in a while. I feel like we should have a geriatric psychiatrist observe Congress for a few days. They kept track of those names through the whole trial. Did that moment of silence every day, as far as I'm aware, through the whole trial. I love this. How the fuck is that contempt? Can't you wear whatever the fuck you want into a courtroom, technically speaking? And there's the attorney's first count of contempt. I feel like that little flashback right there was a good representation of how those kinds of things happen. And yes, Natalie, I do think the judge is fucking crazy. Oh no, Mr. Hayden let the air out of a tire. Oh no, that's so violent. Direct action. Weren't they really protesting both? So keep in mind there hasn't been violence yet. There's no reason to suspect at this point that there will be violence, and they're already tracking the organizers. Now, who's violent? We wanted to defuse the situation because there was a fucking TV camera. He still doesn't get it, yo. I bet that judge wouldn't be piping off at the mouth like that on the street. Notice it took like a month and a half almost for him to into the trial for him to get his first count of contempt. And then we'll see how many it is at the end. I like these like reenacted comedy segment bits too. Austin asked for a timestamp. This is going to be hard to do, but we're at 54 minutes exactly right now. All these cops were infiltrating all these groups at the same time, just to point that out. That still happens, I guarantee it. Rob D. Rich, it's nice to see you in here. I've seen you all over Facebook, but I don't think I've seen you in one of our streams yet. Thanks for dropping by.
Did you mean this for me?
If you want to watch it with us, that'd be dope. Wow. Another special agent. So they had to use all of these resources to pin a bullshit charge on these 8 people, just to, put it in context. There's a few motherfuckers there. I love that they tied in the footage from 1968. That's not the only time they do it, but it's the first one, so I wanted to point that out.
Should begin.
Some kind of war chant. Rob, they mentioned Fred Hampton a few times through this. He's in the courtroom for a good chunk of it. Does that protest banner really say yippee? What do you mean, fuck it? Fuck it. Hi, Sean. If you want to pipe up about what's going on the screen, you're welcome to. You'll just have to tell Don to unmute it first. You probably remember this trial. Now, was the crowd looking for a fight, or were the cops looking for a fight? Fight like fucking men. If they were looking for a fight, they would have had some clubs of their own. Amen, Natalie. Take the hill. Take the hill. In typical police fashion, they don't go after the sexual assaulter. They go after the activist. Fred Hampton is the voice of reason. I see we have some people, coming in and out. So I just wanted to say that we will be at 1 hour, 6 minutes, right now, if you are trying to join us. Man.
Fucking God.
Could have been a lifetime.
Not, it could have been a lifetime, man.
Could have been a lifetime.
Could have been a fucking lifetime.
Does she ever mention me? All right, I'm gonna shut the fuck up. This scene is actually really important. Bobby has some things to say on the courtroom floor about that shit. Let's get some love in the comments for Fred Hampton.
Can we pause for a second? Because question. Did we also see Judas and the Black Messiah? Hello. Okay, then we see what's working. You said. Dude, really? I could still see your lips moving, not hear a fucking thing you're saying.
Are we paused or what, dude? Did you pause?
I paused and and so I couldn't hear what you were saying. Have you seen Judas and the Black Messiah?
No, I haven't. I also don't know where Rob is, so I don't know if he paused or if the movie's just running.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, we'll come back to that. That's the movie about Fred Hampton's life, and I had a question. But anyway, let's just hit that.
Okay.
Said we must understand that as we go forth to try to move the reprobate politicians
Fucked up, ain't it?
I tried to get the defendant to sit on his own.
I'm actually gonna pause it in 3,
You know, I
2,
was about to say pause it
1.
because okay.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. I'm actually sorry for letting it run that long.
Well, you had stepped out when I went to pause for the cause. Judas and the Black Messiah. Yeah, about
I
Fred
have not.
Hampton.
I have not. I'd like to do one of these on that. This would be so
We
much
need-
easier if we could just broadcast the fucking movie, though.
Well, one of the things, okay, I need to draw a parallel here, because the things that they're pointing out, okay, like the shit that he just read off, you know, the dude was okay, okay, that was the type of propaganda bullshit that the alphabet men were actually putting out. They were writing up these pamphlets and shit and passing them around town, pretending to be the Black Panthers while writing this shit and talking like that. And oh my God, like the one scene that's in there that shows the fucking FBI actually sitting down writing the shit. This one dude, like he just sounded like a total fucking imbecile because he obviously did not know how to actually speak street slang and sounded like a total dipshit. That's the kind of shit that they were pulling on a lot of them. And they pulled it on Bobby Seale right there too. Trying to say, oh, well, you kicked this shit out saying this, that, or the other. We're going to use this as evidence to save themselves creative.
Yeah.
Just one of those nuts things. There was another thought that was there a minute ago that is gone, but it'll probably come back. But I highly recommend watching Judas and the Black Messiah. It breaks it down so well of just all the details of how they actually set Fred Hampton up. He being the Black Messiah, obviously. The Judas being a dude that they caught on a fucking car theft and basically told him, we'll let you off the hook if you infiltrate the Black Panthers and help us set up Fred.
Right.
And I'll look at that. So there's no further spoil for anybody else.
I didn't hear that last sentence at all.
It sounded like the devil, man.
Oh, my hand was by the mic that time. I was just saying I'll leave it at that so I don't make any spoilers for anybody who hasn't seen it yet, but I recommend it. Watch it. It's dope.
Fair enough. Don, I know you were starting to say something when we paused. So
Yeah, yeah. What? Give me a time count. What do you have? Where are you in the movie?
I am at 1 minute 1 hour 15 minutes and 39 seconds.
Okay, because me and Trisha paused when you got up and walked away to talk about the Judas and the Black Messiah thing, and I pointed out, I was like, Rob's got this running. We need to shut up. But I get the gist of
the idea. My idea, anyway, was to pause as they brought Bobby back into the courtroom, but I forgot. But I wanted to talk about that too. He was speaking the fucking truth, dude. And they drug him out of the courtroom and beat him. And then they gagged him and brought him back. That is fucked. That is not any sort of due process.
You just made a spoiler because within those 2 minutes of lag between where we're at and probably the audience too, if they paused when we paused, and where you're at.
Fair.
Damn it. Yeah. I'm at 1 hour, 13 minutes, and 55 seconds. I don't know about you, Don.
an hour 14 and 30.
Okay, so we're all off from each other here. Okay, how about we meet in the middle where Don's at?
How about everybody watch to 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 39 seconds.
Okay. Okay. That's doable. All right.
That works too.
I mean, I'd rather put the whole thing back just a little bit and have us all be together than have it all hodgepodge.
Well, that and if we're not giving the audience a moment to catch up, too.
Well, right, exactly. I don't know. I mean, I had brought up the whole Fred Hampton thing and nobody said anything for like a whole minute. And that's why I chose then to get up, because I had already known I was going to pause it where I paused it.
We didn't, though. Okay, I'm at 1 hour, 15 minutes, and 17 seconds, but now my shit is lagging and giving me the spinning wheel of death saying it's loading.
I'm also caught up, so whenever you're ready, Rob. You're muted, bruh.
I just wanted to recap what just fucking happened now that you guys are caught up.
Yeah.
I mean, I personally, I don't give a shit what the circumstances were. That man was speaking the truth, and he was drug out of the courtroom, beaten to a pulp, gagged and bound, and then brought back in. That's not due process.
No, that's not. And it's not okay. Right.
And then where I paused it is, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
The fact that this was ever fucking allowed to happen to anyone in an American courtroom, everybody should be fucking ashamed.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the judge is like, well, I tried to work with him. Shut the fuck up.
Silent.
Exactly. And then when he started coming in with fucking like case law written down, like, hey, this is the fucking deal. I can represent myself. You told him to sit the fuck down. When he's the one
Right,
following the law.
That's actually your fucking right to represent yourself if you so choose. The judge doesn't get a choice in the fucking matter.
Yep.
You know, the law fucking provides for that. You can represent yourself if you fucking want.
Absolutely does. We're all caught up now though, right?
Yeah.
Well, kind of, yeah, but no, because my shit's still giving me the spinning wheel of death of floating as they were seating Bobby back down in the courtroom.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Try closing the app and reopening it.
I don't think you realize how long that takes.
Oh, well, on my phone it takes like not long.
Sometimes if I back it up 10 seconds and just let it play through again, it'll keep playing.
Fair enough.
Okay, bear with me. Come on. Sucker. I feel like I need Jeopardy music.
I mean, I could probably find it, but I'm certain it's copyrighted.
Great, that would get us flagged. Oh, come on, you piece of fuck.
Well, I don't want to keep the audience waiting forever. So what we can do is when you're able to get it working again, I can give you a timestamp in the chat for where we're at. Okay. All right. So we will unpause in 3, 2, 1, go.
Living from side to side. If I
Do I have your assurance?
Mr. Schultz,
This is an important sidebar.
Mr. Concept. Love of God. What do you want, Mr. Schultz? This is your side. This time you come back and let me emotion and Bobby see be separated. Yes, sir. Emotion and Bobby see be separated from the rest of the defendants and his case be declared a mistrial. You want me to defend his mistrial? Of course, it is your turn. My time. You made him sympathetic carrots. Mr. Concept. I have lived a very long time, sir. And you're the first person ever to suggest that I have discriminated against a black man. Then let the record show that I am the second.
Were you gonna say something, Don?
I was going to tell you that you weren't muted.
I'm aware. Man. Well said, Austin. Racists don't tell other racists they are racist. Why the fuck did you stand up? Say what you want to say, Don.
The first witness you put on
If
the
this
stand.
was a political trial.
Bernadine.
I don't know what I want to say.
All right, pause in 3, 2, 1. That's going to put our timestamp at 1 hour, 22 minutes, and 16 seconds. But I have a couple of things to say about that scene. But Don, you seemed eager to go, so you can go first.
I don't know what I wanted to say. I was just excited. Skip.
Indeed. Okay, so they are contacting the former attorney general to come in and be a witness. And given the state of our political system at the time, that is a very unusual thing for the former attorney general to be a witness for the defense in a case against his successor. But damn, is it a good move if they can persuade him to do it. And part of the reason I paused was also just to give that timestamp. So we're all back on the same page again. 1 hour, 22 minutes, 16 seconds. Trisha, do you have anything to say about that little back and forth where, Mr. Wineglass was smoking that joint?
I actually do have something to say about about the dude being a conscientious objector in World War II. Like, even I want to punch him. I can see you laughing, Rob. I can't hear it, but that's okay.
No, man. Yeah, it's fine. No, even I want to punch you. That's great. That was probably my favorite part of that whole thing right there.
Who the fuck disagreed with World War II?
Remember, okay, so World
Nazis.
War One, right? Exactly. World War One. There was a lot of socialists around the world that were against World War One because it was a war to uphold imperialism, pretty much. But World War II was literally the world versus fascism. What? Like that? What?
All right.
Probably the most just war that's ever been fought on planet Earth. This guy's a conscientious objector. What?
All right. All right. Enough running his balls through the ringer. I don't
Yeah.
even know if he's still alive. I'm ready.
You got anything to say, Trisha, or are you caught back up with us? I don't know if you're saying anything, but you're muted. I just see your ceiling. No? No. Okay. We will unpause in 3, 2, 1. Rolling. Surprise! He's just so blunt about it. Like, no, they're here for us. She wasn't having no part of that. Pay attention here.
I'm sorry.
They're all just like, what?
Sorry.
Hell yeah.
People move to disallow this witness.
Okay, so I'm gonna pause in 3, 2, 1.
Regulations met.
For the record, that's gonna put us at 1 hour, 27 minutes, 15 seconds. So yeah, I didn't really want to interrupt in that, but I love Clark's attitude. Just like when the other guys stand up and they're like, Mr. Clark, it's against the law for you to testify. It's as simple as that. Yeah? Arrest me or shut the fuck up. It was gold, dude. Fucking gold. Oh man. You're muted, Don.
I'm not muted anymore. I don't have anything to say though. And now the camera's stuck on me. Unmute yourself and say something. Make some sort of noise. You're muted.
It's not in speaker mode, Don. You're literally always on the screen.
Oh.
Trish, are you there?
I am back. I had to take the dogs outside to go potty.
Indeed. We just watched them. I will fill you back in then. We just watched them go to approach the former Attorney General, Mr. Clark, to testify. And my favorite takeaway was, Mr. Clark, it's against the law for you to testify. It's as simple as that. First of all, it's general, and arrest me or shut the fuck up. That's it's great.
Right. That scene is quite fucking epic. I laughed my ass off the first time I saw it. Like, hell no. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, for sure. Anyway, the timestamp that we're at, if you need to catch back up, is 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 15 seconds. I don't know if you were, behind or not, but.
I don't even know yet. I'm not yet. So I'll ask you that question again in just a moment. I got to grab my coffee.
Fair enough.
I'm 30 tomorrow, Rob.
Welcome to the club, bud.
What's it like?
The same as 29.
Okay.
Yeah. There's no peace till death, right?
I guess, man. I mean.
While I was he was trying to see him before I left.
So,
We're going to be coming back into the courtroom here in a moment.
yeah.
What's the
1 hour, 27 minutes, 15 seconds.
Okay.
Indeed.
You said 27 minutes, 15 seconds?
Yeah. Man, I'm just glad that they got Bobby Seale's mistrial, though, honestly. Like, holy fuck. I didn't think the judge was going to go for it, frankly.
Now my goddamn tablet froze because of having to hit the back button so many times.
I'm reading about a Navy lieutenant who referred to the enlisted as hatchet-wielding perverts.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
No.
That's some officer shit right there, man.
For sure. I watched the episode of MASH last night where fucking Hawkeye and BJ beat this dude in a poker game, and he doesn't have the money to pay up. So he tries to offer them a promotion, and he's just like, no, you know who needs a promotion? And fucking Radar was a lieutenant.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like people were saluting him, you know, and he like the first couple of times he straight up like flinched. Oh man. There's a show with like family friendly humor and fucking an anti-war narrative for sure. Anyway, I'm gonna unpause this and get back on topic. 3, 2, 1, go.
Mainly meaning the sitting Attorney General, who is John Mitchell, who has specifically denied his approval.
Judge, the rule refers only to very specific documents.
Austin said, I like when the attorney was like, I don't care about the law now, but I did when the trial started. And yeah, I totally agree with that. That line resonates. That look on his face was the moment that he knew that he was fucked. Or at least on this. Bombshell. Welcome to the
You're
party,
not gonna let
Austin.
the jury-
This is probably a bad time to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm pausing in 3, 2, 1, pause. First of all, I want to get Austin on track with this. He asked in the comments before he came in what the timestamp was. Natalie, I'm guessing that you're looking at the other timestamp. There is two. One shows you how much time is left in the movie. The one that I've been giving is how far into the movie we are. So, like, for example, on my TV right now, it says 37 minutes and 33 seconds. That is how much time is left in the movie. The one in the app, however, is how far into the movie we are, which is 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 45 seconds. I'm sorry for pausing this in the middle of a riveting scene, but I wanted to make sure that we all got here, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Austin, nice of you to join us. Glad you could make it. How are you today? I think you're muted. You're not muted, but I don't hear you. All right. So yeah, I'm sorry this was so confusing, but
Rob, everyone's muted now.
right, but I wasn't. I was holding the space bar. Yeah. That's all you have to do to unmute temporarily.
I'm dumb. I'm sorry. My freaking mic was muted, not me on here.
Oh, wow.
I'm doing good. How is everyone? Oh,
So the court ruled that he couldn't testify. The fucking, after the bombshell that he dropped there, how could any, well, that's, I guess, the ultimate statement. How could any fair judge exclude that?
No fair judge would have behaved in any of the manners which this dude did so far, anyways. So
This is a very fair statement.
that judge was a cunt.
And this is where I gain my respect for Dellinger. Natalie, did you manage to figure out where we were? Because Dellinger just punched that guy in the face, and then now we're out of the courtroom. Just trying to help.
Sorry, what?
I'm going to pause at the end of the scene because I have some commentary. All right. Pause in 3, 2, 1. All right. So basically what I wanted to commentate on though is that this struggle that we just watched should be so familiar to every one of us because this type of infighting is still a thing on the left between electoral reformists or more liberal minded people and more radical anarchists or communists who don't necessarily believe in electoral politics. The whole point of that was that no matter which presidential candidate had won, Chicago was still going to go down. The two-party system has not ever gotten us out of a situation like that. That's pretty much what I wanted to say, is that obviously Hayden is a reformist, and, well, frankly, most of the rest of them are not necessarily. They are more radically minded.
I think we need to take a little look at what AOC has done recently in that aspect and say that we do have. Now, I'm not saying that she's a fake progressive, but I mean, I believe that we do have fake progressives, and you know what I mean? And I think that they ruin the movement because people see them as progressives, and then they obtain a huge following, and then everybody just hangs on everything that they ever say, and they believe it like it's the truth. So I mean, I don't know. Yes, I agree with you totally about the infighting, and I mean, it's sad that to see that it happened back then and it's happening today in the same way, really.
And I mean, honestly, it sucks because I see both sides of it. There's still a huge part of me that wants to say electoral politics can fix things. But there's an ever-growing side of me that is like, man, I don't think we can vote our way out of this fucking problem, man.
Well,
but the point is that they were both working together to end the war, and that's exactly, I mean, whether or not it's about the war or not, obviously that's not our primary focus today, even though it should be. There's two wars going on that have been going on for what, 20, 21 years.
Yep. Yeah, and needless wars, really. I mean, we don't need to be there. They don't want us there either.
But I mean, that was. Go ahead.
So that then they were fighting against a fucking draft that was forcing them to go fight a war they didn't agree with, and we don't currently have a draft.
No,
Yeah,
but
that's very true.
We have the manipulation of the young.
Well, right, exactly. We have Army recruiters that set up at high schools.
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
all right. Anyway, I guess we'll get back to the movie. Unpause and 3, 2, 1, go.
Sheer false info.
I love that drop acid, not bomb sign. I like how they splice together the different perspectives of these particular scenes. One number he threw out in the middle of that rant was over 400 people were admitted to local hospitals with injuries following the events. To put it bluntly, the police started the fucking riot. Remember this scene when you want to know how powerful an idea is. We do it every 4 years, but remember that we can make greater change outside of the system. We can show that a better world and a better system is possible. If I would have known my first wish was going to come true, I would have aimed a lot higher. Got him. I love his fucking defiance, dude. Sorry, I paused. I forgot to unmute. So I just paused at the scene change there. And I just want to say that it's his defiance is incredible, dude. And I think it comes from the right place too. He is going to speak out. He strikes me as the type of man that is going to speak out about injustice no matter what.
Yeah. He's so intelligent, and he uses I liked how he used the Matthew quote from the Bible, because we all know those people in the jury were, I'm pretty sure back then they were probably all Christian, you know, Christian or Catholic. So
Yeah, for sure. What do you got to say, Trish?
I find him fucking inspirational. I have ever since I first came across this movie, and like, holy shit, fuck yeah, like giving him the power fist the whole time I was watching it. He doesn't let any of them fucking intimidate him out of the truth. Beautiful.
yeah.
All right, so I guess we can bring this back in at day 151. 3, 2, 1, go. This is my fucking favorite scene of the whole fucking movie. The judge, though, just order, order, order. So they were found guilty, 5 years in prison. The verdict was reversed by the Seventh Circuit Court of Appeals. A new trial was ordered. The U.S. attorney declined to retry the case. William Kunstler was charged with 24 counts of contempt of court. That is the attorney. In a biannual survey, 78% of Chicago trial lawyers gave Judge Julius Hoffman a bad rating. I missed the word. I'm sorry. Bobby Seale was found to have been falsely accused. We already discussed that. Jerry Rubin sold out. He was hit by a car and killed.
Well, that's what you get for selling out.
Abbie Hoffman wrote a best-selling book known as Steal This Book. He killed himself in 1989. I do want to read Steal This Book. Tom Hayden was elected to California State Legislature in 82. He was reelected 6 more times.
Nice, good.
The whole world is watching. Okay, so now we're into the credits. I'm gonna stop the movie and we can do our afterward discussion. So, I mean, I feel like there's a lot to take from this movie overall. I'm not gonna go first this time. Somebody else say what you're thinking.
Oh,
Thinking a lot of things.
Trisha, you got some buzzing going on your end. I'm not sure what's going on there. It wasn't, well, I mean, it was doing it the last time you talked too, but it wasn't doing that at the beginning.
I'm coming to terms with the fact that, like, all of that happened.
Yeah. I mean, minus some
I mean, obviously there was a little bit of dramatization for Hollywood's sake. You know, there's always going to be in these kinds of things, but like all of that happened.
Yeah. Yeah. For the most part, all of that happened. I think if anything, things were watered down.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they said some inflammatory things in their speeches. I'm sure that they came to the realization that, well, I mean, obviously there was a big rift between the reformers and the revolutionaries, I guess, for lack of a better term. On an ideological level, these people didn't agree on everything, but they still came together behind one cause, which was ending the war. And they made sure that even though their trial was publicized about, you know, the riot, that they wanted to make it clear why they were there to begin with.
yeah, and that was great great speech at the end of just all the names of the soldiers that were killed. I mean,
And that was just since the trial started.
Yeah,
yeah,
It was like 5,000 names. And the judge is
Yeah.
like, he is not about to do this.
Yeah, I don't know. This weird thing was going on in my room at the time that speech was being made. There was like condensation in I don't know. It was really moist around my eyes. I don't know what the term for that is, but it was strange.
yeah, it definitely
Never
made me
felt
feel
that.
way.
I've never felt that before, and I hope I never feel it again.
Don's all like, feelings suck, man.
That I was definitely tearing up a little bit.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, no, and I mean, I think that they did a good job representing that. I don't think that there is any way in hell that there was a dry eye in that fucking courtroom.
No, I mean, kids were being taken away from their homes and being thrown into this other country, you know, and into a war and taught how to fight and taught how to kill. And they're just babies, really. I mean, even compared to us, they're just babies, you know what I mean? And it like Muhammad Ali said it best when he said it. He said, when they were trying to make him go fight, I'm not going to quote it exact because I don't know the exact quote, but he said something along the lines of, why would I go fight and against another poor person when we have our own wars here in America to fight against the system, which I mean, we're still fighting those wars today here in America. So, I mean, we're not drafted anymore, but shit, I mean, look what they did when we were marching for BLM, you know, they fucking used tear gas against us. They freaking rubber bullets and everything. And
several of the names to Toyotama.
You won't have to find them alone.
I got something for you, Austin.
My conscience won't let me go shoot my brother or some darker people or some poor, hungry people in the mud for big, powerful America and shoot them for what? They never called me nigger. They never lynched me. They never put no dogs on me. They never robbed me of my nationality, raped and killed my mother and father. What I'm going to shoot them for what? How am I going to shoot them? Them little poor little black people, little babies and children and women. How can I shoot them poor people? I would just take me to jail.
Ali more than held his own against students who had a far better formal education than he.
So, yeah.
I'm heading to a camp for survivors near the coast.
it,
They may know more. I will find you there.
I mean, the trial that's going on now is a trial.
It's a grim reminder that nothing has fucking changed.
Yeah, it's going to make or break us as a country, really. I mean, if he goes free or if he gets a lesser charge.
Well, I mean, I think that they're going to find him guilty, and I think the judge is going to slap him on the wrist at sentencing, you know, like, oh, well, we'll give you 5 years.
Yeah,
No.
and then he'll get out in 2.5 or something.
Exactly. And that's still not justice, and we shouldn't stand for that.
No, not at all. I mean, I mean,
the manslaughter charge carries a possible penalty of 10 years in prison. Okay,
Well,
so
he should get
if
second
they
degree.
find him on second-degree murder, then he better be sitting 25 years. I don't want to hear any excuses.
we need to break that fucking union that the police have, because that's what's protecting them so much, you know. They think that they can get away with anything, and it's just
It's a
it's
gang.
horrific. Yeah.
I
It
mean,
is.
you know everything bad that they say about unions, you know, about unions being run by the mob and shit.
Part of the defenses.
Shit that may or may not have been true in the 70s, I guess. But
Both of you.
I don't know. I would say that the mob is more fair than our typical system. I mean, shit, dude. Even loan sharks charged like fucking 7% interest, which was supposedly high. But like, you go try to fucking take out a personal loan for like a $5,000 loan at 7% interest. Just
You
try
ain't
it.
gonna be, yeah, you won't be able to find that shit nowhere. You'd be lucky if you do.
And I mean, sure, the mob might have gambled with some pension money, but that's better than fucking stripping their pension, isn't it? Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, don't people still lose their 401ks because they're basically gambled on?
I mean, they
Stock market,
basically are,
literally.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
they
why
gamble with our money too.
I have a Roth IRA, and I like it is my retirement plan, and I completely pick every stock that I get, and I try to keep it to ethical companies, but that's almost an oxymoron because there is no ethical consumption under capitalism.
No, it's all for profit. It's all to make it off the backs of the poor.
Exactly. But I mean, that being said, I do try to invest in companies that at least take care of their employees. For example, I have Costco stock because they set their minimum wage. I believe they just raised it to 17 an hour. And they give full benefits and stock options. And yada, yada, yada.
Yeah, I mean,
man, they offer tuition reimbursement. You know how fucking big that is?
really big. I mean, if you're wanting to better your people that work for you so they can have a better job or a better actual career, you know what I mean? That they want to do instead of making somebody be a cashier or something their entire lives and then they have hardly anything to show for it.
Yep. Anyway, back to the movie. Does anybody else have anything to say?
We need to be out on the streets protesting these wars that we're in now. It should have never stopped.
I agree with that completely, honestly.
I mean, it seems like the movement died down, but it seems like it's the spark was lit last year, and it's just, and determining this trial that's going on now is what's gonna. Joe Biden getting elected didn't mean anything. Just like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, and I mean, his own administration has proved that over and over and over and over and over again. And I mean, honestly, like, I'm not saying that I've lost faith in the whole squad, but like, I mean, AOC was kind of the ringleader, and I've lost a lot of respect for her in the last few months because she's just been towing the party line. I mean, like, Cori Bush don't do that.
No, but she isn't in the limelight like AOC is either.
This is true. This is true. She should be, though.
She definitely should be, because she's an actual activist at heart and a politician second. So.
I mean, she went there to fight for the people that she was marching with every day, and I think that says a lot more about her character than anything could really be said about AOC's character. But so Natalie said in the comments, my husband served in the Vietnam War in Cambodia as a medic for the Green Berets, much still undercover with that. He doesn't like to talk about it. He was drafted when I was like 6 years old, so I don't know except what he tells me now. Still has some buddies left that he talks to. I don't really have anybody in my family that fought in Vietnam, I don't think. But I do have, you know, like friends of the family that did. And I have people in the family that had served either before or after that. But
my uncle served in Vietnam.
I feel like a lot of people that came back from Vietnam like had a completely different view on the war. Like, I mean, okay, so like to put this in perspective, like World War II happened and everybody was for the war and the troops came home completely as heroes, right? You know, they helped stop fascism. They helped stop Hitler. They put an end to the concentration camps. But like Vietnam, like there wasn't really that much public support for the war. There wasn't a lot of resources for troops when they came home. And I mean, they basically, I mean, we got rid of the draft out of it. I guess I do got to at least put that out there. But the anti-war movement may have changed some people's minds in the long term, but we should have never gave up that fight.
No, because we even went to wars almost directly after that. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, we went to Desert Storm and everything, and.
Well, it wasn't even just directly to Desert Storm. I mean, remember all the interventions, whether they were military or more covert things.
Yeah, like
all over Latin America.
Yeah.
Guam, Panama.
We were trying to regime
Honduras.
change.
Yeah, I mean, Guam, Panama, Honduras, Venezuela, Bolivia, what, 3 times? I mean, we're still doing the same shit. And we try to make it sound like we're more evolved or something because it's fucking not boots on the ground anymore. But killing people is killing people. I don't give a shit if it was done with a remote control airplane.
Yeah. It's money. It's money for them. As long as there's war, there's money. So
yeah, actually, Natalie just said that war is profit and needs stopped.
Yep, exactly.
Natalie also said no, they came back and got spit on, and I was trying to figure out how to word that because I mean, a lot of people went to fight a war that they fundamentally disagreed with to begin with, and then were treated like shit by people who were against the war when they got back. And I feel like most of the troops, even the ones that did support the war, I feel like almost any Vietnam vet that I have talked to was not proud of what they had to do. They were not happy with, how the war went or why they were there or any of it. And it all comes down to profit. And almost every Vietnam vet that I've talked to has said that.
Yeah. I saw a lot of them actually, they marched with BLM last year. So, I mean, a lot of the veterans did. And I saw this one dude, he basically was, when I was watching, he was, they were protesting, he was talking to the cops and he's like, you don't know what I did in Vietnam. You don't know what it was like over there. And like, he was just crying and shit. And you could just see how much serving his country in that war particularly hurt him, so
yeah.
I mean, we don't need to be where we are now. There doesn't really need to be any wars technically. I mean, like, yeah, if something like World War II comes up again, but when we're over there stealing resources, there doesn't need to be any wars. I don't know.
So before I end this, I just wanted to kind of draw a parallel, I guess. And I mean, these are definitely lower numbers than they were in the Vietnam War. Obviously, that was a ground war, and we're doing less and less of that. But as of February 2nd, 2021, there has been a total of 7,036 soldiers lost in Iraq and Afghanistan. And we have been in Iraq since 2003, and we have been in Afghanistan since, November 2001, I think it was. And I don't think that there's any sort of official tally into how many Afghanis and Iraqis have been killed. but I'm sure it's way higher than our numbers.
Tens of thousands, I'm sure, if not hundreds. I mean, literally, they drop bombs on fucking schools and hospitals and shit because they think insurgents are in there.
The Iraq Body Count Project feature of documented civilian deaths from violence is, it's a range. It's 183,000 to 206,000. That's insane. I mean, I expected tens of thousands, but I didn't expect it to be hundreds of thousands.
And Joe Biden voted for that war, so.
Yep, that he did.
Uh,
And Afghanistan is a lot lower. That's good to know. But Afghanistan is about 3,000 civilians. Oh, wait. That's old. That was for 1 year, actually. That was in 2020. Wow.
So 3,000 in 2020. The year of the COVID.
Okay, so
and
about 43,000.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, that's about what I expected for Iraq. But then again, Iraq is a different situation. And I mean, when we went in there, it was not. I mean, dude, it was on fucking TV. We all know what it was like. There was bombs flying everywhere. We obliterated that country in the matter of days.
Yeah. So many innocent people killed. And
yeah, and I think that explains the hundreds of thousands in Iraq compared to Afghanistan.
Like, no matter how many it was, one person is way too many deaths. You know what I mean?
That's what my mom said, actually. We shouldn't talk about what an acceptable level of war deaths
because one,
are.
yes.
One is too many.
One is too many. Whether it's us or them or anybody, one's too many. And now
anyway,
we're in
I just
fucking
wanted to put that into perspective, though. Part of the reason that we wanted to watch that movie was to talk about what they were there for to begin with, and that was to end the war. And I just wanted to draw some parallels, I guess. Don, you got anything to say or throw out there?
I had to do some thinking, man.
Fair enough. All right. Well,
we don't know what it's like, Don, to be in war. You do. I'm sorry, buddy.
All right. Well, thank you, Natalie, for joining us all night. I'm sure I know there was other people that like came and went, but Natalie was here the whole night. So special shout out there. Oh, there's a bunch more comments from Natalie, actually. Most had no choice but to enlist or risk desertion if your number came up. True. She said Yemen. Lots of PTSD claims with veteran health services. Exactly. They all ended up with quite successful lives. I'm not sure who that last comment is about, but.
I mean, if you had bone spurs, you got out of it too, right?
Well, I mean, if you're fucking Donald Trump, yeah.
Yeah, if you're rich. That's why they were fucking right when they wrote that song about sending the presidents to fight the wars.
Fucking system of it now. Why don't presidents fight the war? Why do they always send the poor?
Yeah.
Why don't presidents fight the war? Why do they always send the poor? Why do they always send the poor? Why do they always send the poor? No. The 7 activists. I got you. Yeah, most of them did end up with quite successful lives. And I definitely want to add Steal This Book to our reading list. I meant to bring that up when I actually watched this to you guys, but I didn't. I knew it would come back up when we did this. But
I'm curious after hearing, you know, everything that he had. I'd love to read this book.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy reading it too. So,
Feels like it sounds super commie to me, so I love it already.
Fair enough.
Be redistributed without cost.
Foreign minorities were put on the front line, and Natalie said, and yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys ever seen Jacob Ladder, but supposedly in Vietnam they were doing fucking tests, like feeding certain troops or platoons acid and stuff, but that's whatever, you know.
I haven't heard about that specifically, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, they wanted
honestly.
super soldiers. So.
Well, I mean, yeah, but the Nazis figured out in World War II that amphetamine is the way to go for that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I love you guys. I'm glad we finally got to do this. Even if it was kind of more of a pain in the ass than I thought it was going to be to keep everybody together. But it's all right. Shit happens.
I wish we could like view it on here or something if we had the copyrights to it, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can do things like this for like exclusive content for Patreon if we can figure out how to like do it through Patreon. But I don't know. We'll revisit the idea at our next board meeting, I'm sure.
I wanted to say something before we go.
Go ahead.
A sad note. I'm sorry. But did you all hear how many seconds we are to midnight?
No.
We only are 100 seconds to midnight, so.
Last I knew we were 2 minutes to midnight, and every time that I heard about that, I thought of the Iron Maiden song.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we're 100 seconds to midnight, that means we're 20 seconds closer. And that's probably due to the relations between us and China right now, which is completely we're acting like fucking assholes. We're throwing a temper tantrum, and the end result could be war, and that's obscene.
Yeah. Guess we'll see, won't we?
Natalie said it was fun and educational. I will ask my daughter if she's found a way to access movies together. If there is a legal way to do that, that would be awesome. Honestly. Like, even if it's outside of Facebook.
Before that my nieces used to watch movies with their friends, it just has, you know, the text chat bot talk to over the
Indeed.
what app it is for that.
Yeah, you'll have to find out and let us know, and we'll have to test it out. Because I mean, even if it's just for paid content for patrons, that would be dope.
Yeah.
Anyway, though, we've been running this thing for 3 hours now. I think it's time to wind her down. I love you guys. I'm glad we finally got to do this.
Thanks. Love this.
Peace, everyone.
And I cannot wait to do the next one, hopefully on Judith Flex. To watch that. I don't care if we have to make it just Patreon only content for that one for me to share my.
Yeah, well, I mean, for that one, I'm gonna have to like buy it anyway. I don't have HBO.
Well, that's what I was thinking. If we do this where we're not, we're only in our page. actually just watch the film together, then I can share my HBO and we can all just actually watch
Fair enough.
one movie and another. You gotta see that movie. It's fucking great. And it ties so beautifully because of the interaction of Fred Hampton. Chicago 7. I think that would make it.
Dawn.
Yeah.
What time is it?
Not time yet.
All right. I got a half an hour here, so.
Yeah, well, I mean, dude, we're on the same time zone.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, Eastern Standard Time.
Almost.
You know, I'm not one to do this, but if anyone wants to, you know, say happy birthday, say it in the comments.
Oh, right. Well,
Don is gonna be an old man in half an hour.
Nah.
No,
I
Don's
was
gonna
born
be the
at
big 3-0.
I was born at 8:15 in the morning, so like I still got 8 hours and 15
Yeah,
minutes.
but that's not how you fucking know. No, you don't wait till 8:15 to buy
Why?
cigarettes when you turn 18.
Why? Because Facebook tells you that?
Hey, you remember that time that you forgot it was your birthday, but we lived together and Facebook told me, so we knew it was your birthday?
I was talking about that the other day. We were at LB's house and I was showering in the vagina bathroom.
Yep. Man, that bathroom was dope.
It was. We're still live, by the way.
Yeah, we are. I have the mouse on stop live stream, but we just keep talking, so I just haven't clicked it.
All right. I'll do it.
I love you guys. Have a great night.
Peace.
Natalie said happy birthday, Don.